Not a single one of these camera phone apps I checked out can switch from front to back camera, so I can switch it and show you what I want to show you. Instead, I have to hold the camera up like that and show you shit that I might have shown you well, but I don't have a back display either, and so I can't tell if you saw that. That's a fire. It's, I got shit to say about fire at the moment. Uh, but that's a flaw in the phones, and you're welcome for the bug report. Fix your fucking apps. Now, maybe the phone doesn't allow for it. I don't know that. Uh, Maybe that's the only reason I can think of. Maybe there's a different reason why you wouldn't put an obvious fucking feature in your app. Sometimes I feel like I should just be a Rove tester, because every app I look at, I played some games because, it's late at night. My mind is racing and I just need to shut the fucker down. And so I want to play a stupid video game that is probably a waste of time, I guess. I'm poking at things and benefiting with zero, no actual things, and I'm benefiting with fake things. It's like playing the slot machine ultimately because on average you lose. Or they wouldn't have a slot machine there. The name of the game with gambling is you lose. The name of the game with video games, I'm pretty sure, of many genres of video games. I don't want to judge all of them the same. That would be really bigoted of me. But they should fucking fix that. So here's the fire. I can show it to you this way, and that way I can see it, you can see it. That actually seems smart. Maybe I just need to learn how to use my phone because I'm an old dumb fuck. Not actually a total dumb fuck. Just a little slower than I was before. This terrarium seems to have broken. See that? Broken terrarium. The top of it. It's made of too weak a glass, or it shouldn't be glass. In general, terrariums should be designed such that we maintain a delicate balance of moisture within them by observing them extremely carefully and adding moisture to them. In other words, I would prefer screen tops. Now, the other option is no tops at all. And, I've got a completely topless terrarium right here. Isn't that cool? And it's got a weird plant in it we're not growing anywhere else, and then a few other plants that we are. And I believe we should just characterize every terrarium. We should even paint markers on them, down below the soil level. It's not that pretty. We could do something movable, but fuck that shit. People forget what's going on, and I need to use people who are not necessarily low skilled, but sometimes that. But in other cases, just their fucking list of shit to do is too big. I'm one of these people. And it's a lot of forest, baby. Anyway, this is a special spot, these terrariums, and I haven't really done enough videos about these, I don't think. I don't even know what system I'm on right now or how I'm recording. God damn. I need to systematize this is a whole project, right? This project proposal is to systematize terrariums in a way that they are very specialized spaces because there's certain types of plants we can only reproduce by seed if we have a highly specialized microclimate. Now, if you're into orchids, you would know about that, or you're into cacti, you might know about that, or succulents. Most people are not into these things. But there are other trees as well that you may want to grow in the place you're at to reforest the earth. And I specifically think like trees are the best thing to think about ultimately. But all the other plants matter too. We're trying to move all of the best of life that humans have enjoyed all around the world in case we don't go completely extinct. In case that's what happens is that civilization has a major setback. And it has had major setbacks in many places, and it will again. Except this time, everything's so connected, it's hard to believe that one part of the system won't seriously damage the others. And so I predict something as dire as a massive human die-off. It's very impolite of me to even mention such a thing. I do realize. But I don't have a choice. That's what I think. So what's the fucking response then? Okay? Do I just, do I just drink and be merry? Well, I do drink. I'm definitely not getting married, but I think that was a different word. Drink and be merry. Is that from the Bible? Might be. Or Shakespeare. It's real funny when there's Shakespeare quotes that get quoted as if they were Bible quotes, and there's Bible quotes that get quoted as if they were Shakespeare, and occasionally the Beatles are even involved. And they did write a really great song called A Time for This, A Time for That, or something. You can look it up. The Beatles, quote, A Time for, unquote, you'll find it. So, philosophies move around a lot. And this is just in modern times, some of the things I'm referring to. They move around a lot faster now, and it's a whole strange, weird world. And one of the things we can do is we can actually see if in whatever culture exists, either now or after a presumed collapse could occur, that you could actually build lifeboats. And what does a lifeboat look like? Well, let's talk about it. Lifeboat for collapse of human civilization, likely climate change, certain toxicity. I mean, I don't know why we don't shut down toxicity immediately, because even if we were to fix climate change, we still are polluting the entire planet. I mean, you have Teflon in your body, or some chemical that's in it, I mean, people are making shit that travels the entire world and kills us all. That is a little bit concerning, and that is not something that gets solved by filing a lawsuit. Not an individual lawsuit, not a class action lawsuit. That shit does not fix these kind of problems. We have a commons kind of problem. It's a very common problem. How do we deal with the commons? Well, anyway, let's skip all that. I've been down so many fucking roads and rabbit holes and strange, thoughts. What can we actually do? Well, I know that there's very few things one can do that they won't be criticized for. Somebody's going to hate it. Somebody's going to be damaged by it. You could get killed. Seriously, you could die for your beliefs in all places all around the world. And in richer places, it's entirely possible no one will have any idea why you died, for what reason, or what your thoughts were, message was. Because most people are not famous motherfuckers who are protected by a certain amount of being known. Because it's more inconvenient to kill them. Of course, it also makes them more of a target. So being more known is both safer and more dangerous. It is safer if it brings you friends and security. But currently I live with not a lot of security. I do have a lot of people like me, which is awesome. And I thank you if you're one of those people. I'm still not a bad person. I am fucked up in various ways and have been for a very long time, probably all of my life since my DNA was formed in my mother's womb, or maybe some tube or something. I don't know where that shit happens. Here's my nice fire. What a weird pattern of ashes. What could that be? What could it be? Could be a quiz for you. I can't imagine what it could be. But I'm sure that there's ways to figure that out. I should make visual puzzles for people. I should fuck people's minds. I've thought about that. Like, I know a few mind fuckers in the world. I know some people who we don't even say we know each other. There's reasons for that. Isolation of risk, I guess. It's all risk management, right? That's what life is, risk management. Nah, that's just one part. But it's a real fucking good thing to be aware of. So anyway, as far as fixing the damn world, I mean, what does a lifeboat really look like? Well, I tell you this, it's not security, and we can't fix most shit. Move away from the coast, and I got some other advice for general people all around the world. But I guess the thing I'd like to focus on right now, the thing I'd like to evangelize to you is I believe that somebody you know, maybe you, should get just really into plant reproduction. It's really healthy. It is simple. It uses low resources. It gives you a wonderful sense of time, you know, because a lot of time is imposed upon us. And a lot of plants also impose time upon us. But it feels like a more voluntary action if we are growing something, anything. Grow some shit, you know, and do it without using electricity, unless there's an exception, you know. There's one kind of seed I know that you have to supposedly put it in a blender. Now, I'm sure there's another solution rather than a blender. I don't think I own a working blender. I think I own 2 dead blenders, but that's not very helpful. Machines are questionable. But anyway, to go on the plant path, when I say anyone can do it, that's what I'm saying. All right. Oh, this is so nice. The sun is going down over the trees, and this is almost the solstice, right? The winter solstice. And so right now, from this deck, today's the 20th of December. God, fuck. Get my eyes. All right, I'll show you this later too. But that's it. Can you even see that? Maybe you can. Fuck. Okay, this needs to become a historical document of design for the space. That is way the fuck on the left, okay? And then in the summer solstice, it's way over there. And so I did actually, years ago, I thinned out some trees in there in hopes of getting a little more sun. And the truth is, I probably am getting a little more sun. But I didn't want to cut down very many because I like those trees. And I want them to make more baby trees, which they're doing. Pine trees are fucking with their pollen and pollen receptors all the time. Yeah, try and make that sound sexy. Good luck with that shit. Pine trees are fucking. It's the most boring fucking I can imagine. Good Lord, I'd hate to be a pine tree. I mean, how do you pick up other pine trees? You just spew out your seed and maybe it hits one. It's not very safe sex, actually. That's fucking great. I'm really happy I'm here right now. Okay, so the place it's going down, I will tell it to you in case this video doesn't work out or you couldn't see that. I'm standing on the turret, okay? The place that currently I'm peeing off of, because it's really cool to pee off this turret thing, right? It's like stone walls and plants and stuff, and you know, there's nothing rare down there. And it might be that me peeing here will result in some plant like this amazing succulent that's down there that is flowering madly. Might love it. So who knows? Anyway, let's get back to solstice, okay? And over there, okay, I'm looking over the roof of the terrasa, and there's a really straight younger tree. There's a really big older tree, okay? That is probably the most full and biggest trees along this whole tree line. It's right there. Okay, that's it. To the left of it, right over, god damn, this is difficult. Oh, everything's backwards. Okay, I get it. I'm fine. Right here, you might be able to see that better than I can. There's trees that, there's one of them that's younger and thinner, and then there's one that's curved to the left as it comes up, and then it straightens out. The solstice sunset, winter solstice, is located between those two trees. And it's a little hard to tell where, okay? But it's right between them, I think. Yeah, it is. And tomorrow it will go maybe a tiny bit more left because the actual solstice is a little bit, a few hours away, one day away maybe. I don't know. It's the 20th right now. Solstice happens 21st, 22nd. It doesn't fucking matter, okay? For our purposes, this is close enough to science that we need to get. Way up there, there is actually a plane. You can't hear it, but you can see it's, some people would say chemtrails. I would say cloud vapor things. Really, people who are really into chemtrails remind me of people who are into perpetual motion. And I realize those are very different things. There's that goddamn huge bird again. What the fuck is that? I mean, it could be a raven way up there. I don't know. My camera, there's two of them. Okay, those are probably ravens. They're probably out for a amazing evening fly around their domain. Just as I walk around and I'm so happy to live where I live, I bet they are also happy about where they live. They steal my chicken eggs. So technically they're my pets if I'm doing things that causes them to have food. If they take food that I made, that I did work to do, then, well, they're just pets without cages, I guess. I like that. I'd be totally happy with creating more pets without cages and having wildlife, some of which I maybe don't even see. I would be perfectly happy with increasing their habitat, and I've done a pretty good job so far. The main goal is to not allow bad things to happen to the forest. And the work I do, some people might judge it, but if they want to judge it, then they should learn about it. And they should tell me why I'm wrong, not because of my skin color, not because of what nation I come from. They should get real fucking specific and dig into the details, the botanical details, the physics of it all, you know, the DNA of wildlife and how we can create spaces for them and how we can create habitat that we have often destroyed their habitat, which is true here, completely true, very much true here. And the entire ecosystem is not and will never be natural as long as there are humans controlling it. I hope that I am one of the good humans, right? What are you doing? Do you want to, you have a bunch of seeds on your fucking face, chick. Come here. Don't be afraid of me. She's a little bit afraid of me lately because, I mean, she's confused. She's had a lot of, well, you know, her life's pretty fucking easy, actually, so I'm not that worried about her. I wonder if I can put the phone over here. Nope, I cannot. Where will it go? How smart am I? But we're just about to find that the fuck out. Also, we'll find out whether they have anything that actually works at all, like as a fucking object, you know, because objects are fucking annoying. You know what's good? Is puppies. Puppies are also objects. Hot chicks, objects. I will objectify them. I will objectify men. I will objectify all beings. You know, but they're not objects in the normal sense as far as being non-living objects. And I guess that's the point. Like, we should appreciate living objects at a higher level than inanimate objects that just serve our needs. We shouldn't use people in a bad way. Sometimes in casual conversation, I'll say, I will use them for that. And you know, we do use each other all the time. That's okay. Some people want me to be a slave to the entire system and spend my life paying taxes and paying for wars to kill innocent people. Not into it, sorry. I mean, I had to fucking move out of your goddamn country because I don't want to have your blood on my hands. That's fucked up, you know. I shouldn't have to morally and ethically move away from the place that my mother birthed me, a place that I love. And I would be very successful there. And I've, you know, now spent half my adult life in a whole other country because I would rather invest in the other country than the one that is traitor to their own principles. The United States is a fucking awesome country. I'm very patriotic. I'm a very, although apparently that's a terrorist term. What the fuck? Believing that the government should follow the fucking Constitution is the definition of a terrorist? Are you shitting me? Please be pro-gun and then kill yourself if you are so anti-American that you believe we should not have the rights that are spelled out in the basic laws of the goddamn nation that were created by people who fought against one of the biggest empire builders in the world, which is England, a nice country full of nice people. But, you know, they did have a massive empire that was involved in a lot of really evil shit. And of course, you know, I come from a massive empire that was involved with a lot of really bad shit. And so the United States did a great job in writing the Constitution. Jefferson, I guess, wrote that. Or did he write Declaration of Independence? I forget. It doesn't matter who wrote what, they're all dead. Pretty soon there won't be any statues of anyone, of course, because everyone has flaws. And you know what? Fuck it. Maybe we should make statues of no people. This gets back to a biblical principle of no graven images, which is probably Jewish as well. I don't know what Islam thinks of that. I know they're a little bit uppity about, you know, pictures of Muhammad, which is like ridiculous. Are you kidding me? No, but I actually understand it. That's the thing. If I was Muhammad or Brian, I would actually agree and say, don't make images of powerful religious, spiritual, political figures, military figures. Don't make the big statues. Don't invest in that shit because the fucking person's not important. Now, I don't know what Muhammad thought of that, okay? I haven't read enough stuff about Islam. I have read the Quran twice in English, which is technically very bad. You're only supposed to keep it in Arabic. Sorry, I did anyway. And I see lots of parallels. If you look at the Bible, which, you know, the Pentateuch is the first 5 books of the Bible, and that's used with Judaism as well. That's part of their canon. It's not a canon like you blow things out of. It's with one end, different thing. They're a collection of important shit that they think they believe, that they intermittently follow, which is true with all 3 of those fucked up religions of the word. I think there's fucking inherent problems with all that, you know. I mean, Judaism was something to rebel against, really, in many ways, for Christianity. And then Islam is based on a mix of stuff. And the actual Quran's not that complex. It's not even close to as complex as the Bible. I don't know what the word count is. Go look that up and tell me I'm wrong if I'm wrong. I don't give a shit. So of the 3, I have no preference, really. If I was going to like do a beauty pageant for religions, I would say I should probably sleep with more Islamic chicks, but they're not allowed to do that kind of thing because that's how I liked Judaism more. Although I did grow up going to Passovers and stuff with my family who were very Christian. But Christians are not necessarily averse to Jews. There's not an inherent difficulty there. The kind of Christians I grew up with, evangelical Christians, like Jews. They think they're God's chosen people, which I think is really fucked up and weird as a concept. And then there's other Christians who are anti-Jews, I guess. I don't know. I never met any. But whatever. And then Jewish holidays are fucking awesome. They have a bunch of fun ones. I know it's called Pune or something. Sorry if I fuck shit up. You know, I don't know things. But I like that they have costumes. I like I don't know what the little shade structure is. I forgot. But I have a lot of land. I got shit that's easy to build shade out of. And it could actually be an activity to rebuild, like a palapa. Palapas are like probably made with palms, maybe. I don't know. On the coast here in Michoacan, and you know they get squished by hurricanes and stuff, but they're just simple structures that provide you shade. And I've never seen one fall down anywhere. They do fall down in hurricanes, but every time I've seen one, I was sitting under it, drinking a beer, eating some seafood with a hot chick. That always works out. So I like palapas, and I like the idea that this holiday, which I know I'm not remembering the name right. Pune? No. Is that a place in India? Yeah, I forget. Anyway, Passover is always fun, always nice people. I've been to lots of them. I love the idea, and this is good for kids, I think, is to assign meanings to food, to create a significance out of something you eat commonly. But in this case, you will take a special moment to associate it with values you would like to present to that person. And using an oral context, a food context, to relate your values and your history as a people, which, you know, I don't know what Jewish people are. It's not one people. It's many peoples, and it's just so confusing. It's like, what's the definition of a game with Wittgenstein? You know, Wittgenstein. I don't know how to say his name. I don't speak German and shit. Uh, fuck, that shit's too complex. Hi, puppy. Whenever I have this puppy on my lap right here, hi. It's so weird because like currently she's pretty much using me for some kind of like company, I guess, just like I'm using her for company. We're using each other. It's good. The word use is not bad. Everybody wins, hopefully, in a positive win win situation. Are you sleepy? Did you have a long ass day? She had a long ass day. I like that. You should have long ass day. I should have long ass day. See, I gotta fuck her little head. But she's just training herself. I'm trying to understand all the time what I'm doing that affects what she does, you know. And that's not manipulation. It is looking for optimal solutions among individuals. And a lot of people right now are focused on groups of people. And I think they ultimately, really, are ultimately simplistic and bigoted in thinking that groups of people are more distinct. You know, I really see a lot of overlapping bell curve action, and that every single person is an overlapping thing of all so many factors that to fixate on any one identity that we have is ridiculous. I mean, maybe age is the best one. Ageism does make sense. Like, you're just not the person 10 minutes after you're born as you are at 93 when you die. It's just not the same fucking being. They don't have the same cells. The DNA did matter at the beginning, but then all this life and world happened. And so an individual came out of that. And every single person that they were affected by in their entire life, their birth experience, even. So maybe before 10 minutes out, you know? I guess anything after fertilization is just fucking bizarrely changing our expression of our DNA in ways that we actually don't understand. We, meaning I'm a guy who reads a fair amount of sciencey stuff. And I understand that lots of people will do well saying, your DNA creates this. And, you know, how you're raised creates this. You know, nurture nature stuff. But what bothers me is that they actually talk as if they know shit. And ideas continually change over time. And so whoever is really popular right now, I almost don't trust them the more popular they are. Because most people don't investigate things deeply and they don't think deeply about things, and that's okay. It's not necessarily bad. But I would like to reduce the amount of which that they are attracted to extremely dangerous, easy ideas that make us hate and kill each other, because that's inconvenient. It's been deathly inconvenient for a lot of people for as long as we know in history, and therefore it happened before history. It happened before we know about. I mean, even in the Americas, we don't know actually what occurred in most places. And that's because they didn't write as much down as the Europeans did earlier. And there's reasons for that. In Asia, there's a variety of cultures that have risen and fallen. They've done an amazing job on the written word. And wow, what a bunch of cool languages, really. Hinduism or India, Islam and Arabic have recorded lots of stuff. I mean, unfortunately, you read about these amazing libraries occasionally that were burned down. What was there? Is it Library of Constantinople? I don't know. There's been multiple cases where there was ancient knowledge completely lost because fire took it, or people took it because they burned shit. And I'm really against that. I'm against book burning. I wish that we hadn't have lost all the earlier knowledge we had about civilizations, and I wish we had more about the ones that did not record on paper. And that would be, or something we can read. We can read stones a little bit, but we've got fragments of shit of paper, and we've got, if you're going to carve something in stone, you better be pretty dedicated, which is cool. And those are definitely messages we should interpret. But we lost something we can never get again. And I don't want us to lose that again. Right now, we're losing it through internet censorship. I don't know currently what the Electronic Freedom Foundation thinks. I would have to go read about it, but I would plug them. EFF, Electronic Freedom Foundation. I would recommend checking them out. I would recommend that you be in full support of whistleblowers on evil government activity, which would be Edward Snowden, Julian Assange, the dude, now a chick, who got stuff to one of the two of them, and I forgot. Bradley Manning, sorry. And there's a different name I should use. I apologize for not knowing it. I read about it initially, and, But these people are not people that should be in jail. They should be in jail as much as civil rights leaders should be in jail in the times when the U.S. Was figuring out that stage of having equal equality under the law and other things that make sure that we don't just have evil running the show. If we're going to have laws, we actually have to enforce them for all people. It's extremely important, and we can't fix the past. It's true, but we cannot relive it. And that's a complex statement, and everybody's got their different views on what the past was. But some basic guesses are pretty clear. It's been the same fucking game all over the world, just with different variations. Oppression is normal. It's currently going on. The things that piss you off about times in the past are going on right now, and a lot of people are supporting it all around the world. So there's work to be done now. There's a fight to be done now, and those are a variety of kinds of fights. Maybe I'll just give up talking about shit and play with my eyebrows. Oh, it's so damn comfy out here right now. There's dark clouds in the sky that might rain. Weird birds doing weird shit. Cute little birds, big birds, medium birds. Got a fire in the fireplace. Got firewood nearby. This for me is luxury. I know it's a shithole. Some people have told me that directly. Nah, I'm living by my values, and I'm living large, really. It's too big for me to take care of, but I'm going to have to find ways to figure out how to do what I want to do in terms of my goals, and also share it with other people in a way that protects it. And that's an immensely hard task. How can people be in a forest and not destroy it? Great fucking question. Well, they can sculpt it. And more importantly, they can sculpt their own culture and behavior to fit in with energy systems that allow it to thrive and be enhanced by human existence. That's like the most impossible puzzle I can think of because we haven't done it. We're not doing it now. We're not going to be doing it tomorrow. We're not going to do it with a bunch of government and business people getting together to talk about how they can fuck the world over more, but sell it as green. I'm not saying all those people are thinking that way. But when you get together with a bunch of people, most of those people are invested in the system because they want to benefit from it. They're not altruistic. They're not earth-loving people. They're people who have succeeded well. They're powerful people who have succeeded so well because for generations, in most cases, their family or their class has connected them up with things that allow them to use more of the Earth's natural resources. Send people to fancy schools, and those fancy schools produce people who work at fancy places. And those people already have a trust fund anyway. They're not worried about basic shit of survival. And so they have the ability to maintain companies that continue to extract a lot of natural resources, pollute a lot of stuff at no cost to them, but great cost to local communities and humanity and the climate and the possibility that we might live in the future. Do I sound like a sort of green primitivist? Yeah, kind of, a little bit. You know, I'm very pro-tech. I love technology. I want the best of it here. I'm setting up my fucking new technology so I can have internet, you know, like over there. And, but the puzzle then is how can we do that with way less energy? How can we get all these great benefits? Like, I want to be online. I want to be online. I don't give a shit. I'll be online 24/7. Well, sometimes I'm going to turn the camera away. I don't think I need to make videos of some things I do. You know, I'm not going to bring my camera and set up in the toilet, you know. I'm not into that kind of thing. But I would love to share my life more, and I like this. I like it that other people are sharing their lives more. I love seeing videos about people's homesteads, their off the grid place, their farm, their hydroponic setup. Although I'm critical of that for some reasons. Their manufacturing, DIY, you know, things with their videos about doing science stuff that teaches me about science. I've been watching those a bunch lately. And there's a bunch of great science channels actually on YouTube, and I watch them. And these folks, you know, they got 3D printers, and they actually know what's going to happen partly before they start the video often, and so they some of them work for months on shit. It's so impressive. And all my work is super slow. It's so fucking slow. Not all of it, but most of it. Like all the plants just grow so slow. 17 fucking years of my life I've spent gardening a forest in a way. And part of that is figuring out how to integrate a human and sometimes more humans into the space. That's been fine. Even humans, they bring in shit, you know. They bring in food from the outside. They shit in my forest. They eat food. They turn into shit. They pay for the food. That's great. That allows me to support the local economy and also to make more gardens so we can grow more food here. It all fits in. So every single part of it, and it's extremely complex. Every single part of it has risks and rewards and threats and failures and adjustments, and a lot of it's very specific to this individual space, and a lot of it is able to be universalized into how we live as people on the planet. And, you know, I cannot in any way tell you how to live. If you're listening to this as a person, and I hope you are, I'm being as sincere as I can be, you could be in any kind of situation. So I'm not able to judge you. And I hope nothing I ever say comes across that way to you. I do judge humanity. I do suggest a lot of stuff about how people can be. But, you know, somebody watching this could be just trying to fucking survive. And maybe I should try and imagine advice for them. And I am a person trying to survive under actually self-imposed difficulties, more or less. And that's very different than someone who might live in a place that's extremely impoverished, for example, and with a lot of social pressures that could take many forms, and who don't have a lot of ability to alter their living conditions. I have immense sympathy. That is the people who are most fucked over by industrial society. Whether they live in industrial society and are part of that system, or they're in somewhere getting fucked over by it because of the many reasons that occurs. So, and climate change could be part of that. But I'm not fixated on climate change. That's just one of many massive threats that would be solved with massive human die-off, which, as far as I can tell, everyone's trying to create. So it's not that I want it. I'm not promoting it. It would solve a lot of problems that we are creating to kill ourselves. In other words, we would stop killing ourselves if we stopped doing the things that didn't kill ourselves, but we're not going to stop, and therefore we're going to die. So whoever's left over, I want them. And we don't know how many people are going to die, right? We don't know how it's going to go. It could be staged collapse. Staged in the sense, some of it's manufactured, and staged also that it goes down in stages of this system collapses more, that one does, people die in the millions over there, these people move, these people dig in, some pockets, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know if there'll be an internet. I would recommend, of all the things we should try and keep, is to keep ourselves in communication with each other, and that we really try and learn from all this. I also think about, some people told me you should write a book. Well, there's a variety of books I should write, actually. And electricity at the moment. I have boxes and boxes of notebooks, longhand of lists of ideas, all totally confused. Those should all be cataloged, numbered, taken out, and considered, and typed in, or scanned, or something. I don't know what. I believe some of my ideas, after having lived the strange life I have, actually do have value for building cultural lifeboats. And I'm going to keep using the word lifeboats. I don't like it that it's ocean analogy, but I like that we're sort of on a ship in time in a way. We're a ship in history. We all are individual ships. There's big ships, small ships. So I don't know. I use surfing analogies sometimes. I've never surfed in my life. I think it's a really great, fun thing to do. I've body surfed, I guess, but nah. Boogie boarded, but I think it's really cool. But I'll use it as an analogy. So I'll use all these analogies, but you got to understand what I mean by them. Well, fuck analogies. People don't get them anyway. Metaphors, analogies. One thing is a thing, one thing is like a thing, whatever. So it's the winter solstice. Let me fucking look at the sunset again. God damn it. Okay, puppy, go away. Bye-bye, puppy. One thing I like about the puppy is she is rapidly learning how to not get in my way and to not annoy me. So she's fitting with my life, and of course I'm fitting with hers. Okay, I take back what I said before. The sun was going down between the two trees I talked about. The one that was straight that comes off over the terrace here, and the one that is curved. It's a younger one. It's now approaching the trees, but between those trees and the big tree. In other words, it's going down an angle. And I should have thought of that earlier, but I was talking to the camera. It's really your fault. Let's blame you. Now you can call me a narcissist or a sociopath or a psychopath. That's fine with me. I don't give a shit. Can I be all three? And then can I relabel those as self-care, not wanting to put up with your shit in my life? Probably not even your words. Although if you're nice, I would love to talk with more nice people. I really believe that nice is the most important personality characteristic. But let's not give up on that solstice sunset, okay? And again, it's not quite solstice, so shift everything to left like one 364th or 5th of a degree. Is it 365? Is that with a leap year? I don't know. It's so cool to be born on a leap year, by the way. You should like have birthday parties. If you have a leap year birthday party, you should have one only every 4 years. Because, birthday parties every fucking year. That's a little bit self-indulgent, isn't it? That's why I don't have birthday parties. I think it's egoistic. Fuck, I think I have some Amish tendencies. Even my mustache thinks that. Anyway, so it's going down between there, is angling down. The other thing is that I have hills in the way, okay? Quite a few. The whole slope is way up there. And so the place it goes down is not what you would find on a website that tells you the angle it actually goes down at. Because in this location, where I'm standing right now, there's way tons of trees in the way and there's hills in the way. And so it's not level land. If it was level land, then the sun would go down over the horizon and it would be at the time they say on a fucking website you looked it up on for your latitude and your longitude. Now, in this case, that's also true for sunrise. In fact, sunrise is super fucked. Totally super fucked. Look at that shit. All trees. All trees. I can't cut them down because I need them. And to cut down trees for an individual spot to get sun at would cause you to cut a wide swath. I don't know, at latitude 19, I'm at latitude 19, I would have to cut some degrees, maybe 19, I don't know. I'm not even sure what 19 degrees means at the moment, but there's like 0 at the equator, 180 at the top, 90 at the top, 90 probably. Yeah, probably. Yeah, it'd be 90, not 180. Anyway, so no fucking sunrise here, not going to happen. But a different spot where I was living before, just walking outside of your house, there was one spot where you had a pretty good angle. In fact, that one angle, that one spot, there's only one spot you could do this at in the whole bosque, as far as I know, where you could actually see the sunrise come up over the hills in the winter and the summer solstice. It might be you have to move a little bit, okay? But I should check that. I should find that out. I should make a little cool stone thing there. You can stand there and say, I can see the entire year of sun if I stand here. But you're probably not going to stand there for years, so it's a pointless waste of time. Fiction, baby. Imagining a future that will never exist. All right, so I did my job, and I photographed. Oh, no, I'm recording with you. But this is like a shitty image, right? Am I able to scroll in on shit? Oh, I am. Holy fuck. All right, I gotta do this right away. Right away. Where is everything? Where is everything? Where is it? Okay, it's right there. Somewhere in here. Hey, focus, fucker. Focus, focus, focus. Hey, fucking phone. Do what I say. Fucking phone. All right. There's also a jacaranda in the way. A jacaranda tree, which is a really cool tree. And it has tons of seeds this year for no apparent reason. And it is wonderful. I love it. By the time it gets to the hills, it will probably be, based on its trajectory, it will be at the base of that large tree. And this should be checked again by somebody else. But, I mean, we don't have to get exactly right. But knowing where the sun goes down from each place, and I need to do this tomorrow night, actually. In fact, I like the view a lot, Maybe I'll go sleep at the view as a vacation. It's cold up there, but it would be nostalgic from, over a week ago. I've been just living in this house for a little bit. But I could actually do my job, and that is to record the sunset at the view. And, I need it from the casita as well. But I have to have lights. I have to have charged lights. I'm charging lights right now. I haven't had enough light because I did have more battery power. I was extremely stationary. And it was, I was in some difficult conditions. But now I'm more mobile. I'm feeling, once again, that my brain power is building, which I appreciate so much. I'm a fucking creative powerhouse of strangeness. And actually, people who know me have said funny things to me about that. Apparently, I'm a total freak, which is great. Oh, this is nice. Fire's burning down. I'm bothering bees right now. So the question I guess we would ask is, what should you do when it is the winter solstice? What should you do when it is the summer solstice? And what should you do when it is the equinox? And I guess you could say, what should you do when it's the spring equinox or the fall equinox? Because those are very different times, just as the summer and winter solstices are. So you got 4 times a year to think about. And I think about that partly in terms of celebration. Like, fuck. Like, how come, I mean, this is such a great time of year right now. This is part of Boskivus. This is part of the time of winter feasting. And really, the solstice kicks it off. I mean, I've got Saturnalia in there. I've got Christmas in there. I've got Kwanzaa. I don't know a lot about it. Boskivus itself is named after Festivus, which is off the Seinfeld show. But, you know, we do it our own way. I do need, what is it, the poll of grievances or something? I do need to make one of those. That's a goddamn priority. Somebody comment on this, please, and make me put on my fucking to-do list to build a poll of grievances, which, by the way, could also be a dance poll. It could be repurposed. That'd be great, actually. Our grievances could be solved by pole dancing. Pole dancing is actually pretty nice. It's kind of sexy, obviously. Also, seems like a good workout. There is actually, I mean, I'm sure you know what pole dancing is, and it can be sexual or non-sexual, whatever. Sexy, non-sexy. Although, you know, any hot chick swinging around a pole, I'm going to probably look at that with a appreciating eye. There is a different kind of pole dancing. It's in India, and I forgot the name of it, but you can look it up. And I think it's mainly a dude thing, which is different, but also healthy. And so I would like to borrow whatever they're doing. You know, I'll borrow anything from any culture, anywhere. And anything that causes human movement is probably a good idea. I mean, sometimes I feel like rejecting it because